Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? You already know what to expect on today's title and thumbnail of the video. You clicked on her for a reason. And yes, we are finna get lit and we are about to get live. But I know you already know what to expect, so make sure if you enjoy this video that you give it a huge like. But until then, let's get into it.
Dang!
You guys know the date of the Super Bowl?
It's the 11th.
Yeah.
Of?
February.
11 plus 2.
13.
Yo!
Who are they playing?
The 49ers.
It's 4 plus 9?
Dude,
13.
come on. 13.
I'm just saying. What seed are the 49ers?
The 1 seed.
What seed are the Chiefs?
The 2 seed.
No, the 3.
1 and 3.
13.
This dude is so stupid.
Where's Taylor Swift coming from? She's coming from Tokyo to the Super Bowl.
What does that mean?
A flight from Tokyo to Las Vegas.
It's 13 hours.
It's 13 hours.
This is
And I'm not even kidding.
what the
You know how many games Taylor Swift has been to?
13?
12.
This is the 13?
The Super Bowl will be the 13.
No.
Is this all true? Or
Yeah, no, this is all for real. You guys know what Super Bowl this is?
That can't be true. I'm finna put all my money on KC right now. So if y'all watching this right now, I just won me $2 million. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and call, go to Prize Pick right now because we finna go crazy. So I'm finna go ahead and put $1 million bet. If you're watching this right now, you better do it too.
Yo, you guys won't believe what I found. Check this out. What if I told you guys that every major disaster was predicted by Mountain Dew? Yes, the soft drink Mountain Dew. So let's start with Code Red. Now the flavor Code Red debuted in May of 2001 and was a massive success. But just a few months later, can you guess what happened? Yep, you guessed it, 9/11. Now when there's a state of emergency or an attack, that's literally what it is, a Code Red. The next flavor we have is Maui Burst, which debuted in April of 23, but yet again, just a few months later, you have the Maui Fires. Coincidence? Let's keep going. Next we have is Baja Blast with 3 other variants, and they called this pack the Summer of Baja, which was released in the summer of 2023. Would you look at that? You had Storm Hillary hit in summer on the Baja Peninsula. It even predicted the category of the storm, category 4, and the Baja Blast Pack came in a pack of 4. And last but not least, we have Mountain Dew Pitch Black, which had a limited release throughout the years, but I'm keeping my eye on this one, and I'm gonna tell you why. Now, if you guys remember, throughout this whole entire year, we've had problems with hackers and warnings of blackouts. So the big question is this the next major disaster to happen? Even the movie Leave the World Behind paints a perfect picture on how this can go down, and being that 2024 is an election year, anything can happen. But what do you guys think? Comment below.
Do you feel like that Mountain Dew is pulling the Simpsons? Y'all let me know y'all honest thoughts and opinions on this down below.
This is the dark truth about Apple's logo. And if you have an iPhone, you might want to watch to the very end. Now, the Apple logo actually goes all the way back to the Garden of Eden. The apple was a forbidden fruit that symbolized the fall of mankind. And the serpent, or Satan, was the one that convinced mankind to take a bite of the apple. Now, fast forward to the present moment, now there's bitten apples on the back of everybody's phone. But why is that? Well, first off, most of the population is addicted to their phones. And this could be why it's called a cell phone, because people are stuck to it like a real cell. And believe it or not, most of the things in your phone is an illusion, especially social media. It drains your time, your energy, and disconnects you from nature and all things natural. So nature is the modern day Garden of Eden, and your iPhone is a modern day forbidden fruit. And every time we get sucked into our phones, we bite the apple, which is why the Apple logo is bitten. And since 90% of the population uses it, that goes back to the original meaning, which is the fall of mankind. It's like we live in modern day biblical times. Now, I'm not saying your iPhone is 100% bad, because it's a great tool, and I'm literally using one right now. But it's important to know this can easily become a problem. So don't get sucked into the illusion. But since these Vision Pros drop, our future will change drastically. If you want to know how, be sure to comment part 2 and hit follow so you don't miss that video. Y'all stay conscious.
With them glasses dropping, I really wonder where the world is going to go just technology-wise from here on out. Y'all let me know, have you had a chance to cop a pair of them new glasses? It kind of remind me of that movie Player One. Like, I feel like that people are going to be trapped in an alternate reality.
Black man in here. This ain't no chicken. This a black man. Look at that black car on there. What?
What?
Genetic DNA evidence of children's teeth in the food, in the burgers, which linked it back to, was it not Wisconsin, Missouri or Wyoming, one of those states that's in the middle of nowhere, where they actually found human meat inside one of the processing plants at McDonald's. And they said, we're not sure how it's happened. Maybe somebody fell in there and they haven't reported it. But between McDonald's closing, the reports of the Japanese McDonald's tried to pass the buck, try to blame it on the Americans, saying, we got the food from the USA. It didn't come from here. And then they said, you know what? That's probably somebody playing a prank. But they're closing a lot of branches down at McDonald's. And McDonald's traditionally, Nick, the last 40, 50 years has been one of the safest franchises you could buy, because what they do is they do a very, very detailed demographic study of where you're going to put these McDonald's, about the income of the people, where they are, the population. They don't just put them randomly. They're very, very specific about where they are. So human meat in the McDonald's food, including children's teeth that have been ground up and put in there. Very disturbing.
Why?
But why? It's where they hide the bodies. That's what they're saying. You know how many children disappear every year? Where are they going to hide? Say there's 250,000 children disappear in America every year. Where are all the bodies?
At a 2019 food conference.
Y'all know I really don't eat Mickey D's like that, but at times I did, bro. Like, just imagine eating a BBL sandwich, bro.
Where topics included whether humans were too selfish to live sustainably. An economist suggested cannibalism could be a viable solution for climate change, and that we could start off by eating our pets. School of Economics professor Magnus Soderlund says that eating human meat from the dead might help save the human race, and that we could overcome the taboos against eating each other by simply trying it out. And today, a new company is boasting their lab-grown artisanal salami derived from human flesh. And several articles normalizing cannibalism have recently been published by the mainstream media. The Wikipedia page leads with the benefits of cannibalism, where it says, in environments where food availability is constrained, individuals can receive extra nutrition and energy if they use other con-specific individuals as an additional food source. This would in turn increase the survival rate of the cannibal and thus provide an evolutionary advantage in environments where food is scarce. This may be true when there are no other food options, but when there are, it is never favorable for any species. Cannibals are at risk of related diseases, such as Kuru disease, similar to mad cow disease, a neurological prion disease caused by cannibalistic consumption. And when there are other food options, cannibalism will always be the most challenging.
Bro,
Studies show that cannibals tend to eat the young because it is the easiest, and they tend to hunt outside their own gene pool as a way of decreasing the competition. Cannibals are constantly at war with their own species, and animals have evolved various protections against this barbarism. Cannibalism is the ultimate expression of barbarism, the absence of civilization and culture, extreme cruelty. One could argue that the whole purpose of civilization is to increase the amount of food available to keep humanity from turning to cannibalism. Because who on earth wants barbarism over civility and compassion? The New York Times published a piece entitled "A Taste for Cannibalism," and they promoted it by tweeting, "Cannibalism has a time and a place. Some recent books, films, and shows suggest that the time is now." The article promotes a list of recent movies and shows about cannibalism, suggesting that perhaps we should all take the cue and give it a go, as if pop culture decides the destiny of mankind. And maybe it does. There is definitely a herd mentality that finds comfort in blind obedience and will do whatever they are told by the authoritative state emerging from the shadows. And the mainstream narrative is now normalizing cannibalism. So that's what is coming if we continue accepting their offers. It will be like the film Soylent Green, which was set in 2022, or like the film Cloud Atlas, wherein a dystopian government processes the dead into food to feed the wretched masses.
Nah.
We're gonna need this for this video, just so you know, okay? 1 year, 12 months. This is the statistics. This is what's going to light the fire in your belly. You ready? Listen to the numbers, okay? Australia, an estimated 20,000 children are missing every year. Canada, 45,000. Germany, 100,000. India, 96,000. Jamaica, just under 2,000. Russia, 45,000. Spain, 20,000. United Kingdom, 112,000. United States,
Oh my God.
460,000 children are missing a year. Wake up. That's not over 900,000. Just under 1 million children missing yearly.
Hey, that doesn't even make sense. Like that's not even a good estimation of level here. Like, especially if it seemed like it's some type of Europe ran continent. I'm not sure what they were trying to get off. Whoever sent this, y'all pretty crazy. For real. I didn't know I was gonna get into this, but it really seemed like, how can I put it? It seemed like they was telling us like the nasty stuff about it, and then it seemed like they were trying to convince us. They were saying everything about these restaurants, but they still ain't tell us what was in their Taco Bell meat. And I know a lot of people probably want to know what is their Taco Bell meat, because it'd be addictive sometime, you know, but Popeye's biscuits, because nobody can make it. But either than that, all jokes aside, it is sad to know that these many children become missing a year. And I know a lot of you all seen the viral thing that happened in the beginning of January with the Jeffrey Epstein. It's February now, and they still haven't released that list, even though they promised to release it in January. Like, it is something that they're trying to hide up, I personally believe. I'm not sure exactly what it can be. I mean, I definitely recommend that everybody do their own research to really figure it out. I mean, it is sad, because I have a couple friends who actually, kids actually went missing and still is not found to this day, or if they're found, they're missing parts. Like, I don't know. Like, it is sad, and it's happening in the areas where there are most tunnels. If y'all watched my last video, y'all would definitely see it. But it's a sad and wicked and deceiving world, But I'm gonna tell you one thing: I ain't finna listen to nobody telling me what I can eat. But that man above, that's the only person I'm listening to, and he tell you what is not good for your body and what is good for your body. And that's what I'm going to follow. So for them trying to tell me what benefits it can have if I was to eat this human or eat, I ain't listening to none of that. Because that man above says otherwise, and I recommend y'all, I can't make y'all do anything because I'm pretty sure everybody got different beliefs, but hey, to each his own, okay?
In a couple days' time, everyone is going to be mindlessly celebrating New Year's. However, there is a massive issue with this. New Year's isn't actually on January 1st. In fact, every ancient calendar since the beginning of time all ran off the celestial calendar, which is actually a 13th-month cycle. God implanted this wisdom on the turtle shell. Every single turtle shell has 28 sections on the outside and 13 sections on the inside. This represents our lunar calendar, and this is the calendar that all of our ancestors used. So there are 28 days per lunar cycle and 13 cycles per year, which actually makes April 1st New Year's Day. And it is no coincidence that they call this April Fool's Day, because you have all been played for fools. Now, going back to the turtle shell, this would represent 364 days plus 1 day of rest. The sun, the moon, and the stars are all one big calendar. This is why every 365 days, the constellations align in the exact same spot since the beginning of time. Which, by the way, is impossible if we're doing this, just another lie they fed you. Now, women that are in tune with the divine feminine that don't take birth control are always in tune with the lunar cycles as far as their menstrual cycles are concerned. Our predecessors have subtracted 1 month out of the year to sever our connection with the sun, the moon, and the stars. But I have not been fooled, and neither should you. Peace and love.
Man, I've been hearing, just biblical wise that, of course, our calendar is very Roman inspired. It's not how the calendar used to be back in BC times. And, when Christ was here, that the calendar was completely different. And, he rose in a time where you could herd sheep, was just around like the March, April area. So I could see this being what he's saying, a lot of truth, because at the same time, it's still a lot of talk about when the actual New Year is, and the reason why they consider the New Year January 1st now is because it was Roman inspired. But the old calendars of ancient times was a lot, the New Year did not start in January, and you all can do your own research on that, because I did as well. It's just a matter of us doing it in this video. We can, but there's no need to, because at the end of the day, like I tell you, I'm learning. I'm really not a teacher, but yeah, it is definitely facts, even biblical wise.
Y'all heard about this. There was a missing Richland County father and daughter, and people were searching for him, including law enforcement. and they were just found deceased. They hadn't been heard from since Saturday night. This was on the 18th. Now, 6-year-old Michelle Murph and her dad, Jason Murph, he's 42 years old, they were believed to be involved in an evening car accident. This was near Calhoun County. Then the sheriff's office said that Murph's wife received a phone call at around 8 p.m. Now, I got some thoughts on all of this stuff, but listen. Now, Saturday night, she got a call around 8 p.m. It's believed that they may have been involved in a car accident and they need help. Now, the deputies didn't say who the phone call was from. Then later on, the deputies found the truck of Jason Murph and his daughter at around 12 p.m. on Monday. And they found both of them about an hour later on Lavender Lane near Interstate 26, deceased. That's when they took out the K9 unit. That's when they found their bodies. It was about 100 yards away from the truck. Now, I have my thoughts about this right here, but I'm going to give that after this right.
Along Lavender Lane, just east of Interstate 26, the two were last seen Saturday night and last heard from around 8 p.m. that evening. Now, according to Richland County deputies, the family received a phone call. They were in Calhoun County and believe they may have been involved in a car accident. Now, Richland County authorities, along with both Orangeburg and Calhoun County officials, continued their search until this afternoon when they found Jason Murph's truck just off I-26 on Lavender Lane. Authorities found Michelle and Jason's bodies about 100 yards away from that truck. And right now, it still is not clear just how they died or if the truck was involved in an accident. Right now, both the Calhoun County Coroner's Office as well as the Richland County Sheriff's Department are continuing to investigate this developing story.
Now, something doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all when it comes to this father and this daughter being found in Calhoun County. How did they end up 100 yards away from their truck? Now, hear me out. How did they end up 100 yards away from their truck? The wife mentioned that she received a call at around 8 p.m. from Jason that evening saying something about an accident. Why would he call her and not 911?
Right.
Albeit, sometimes, you know, we're going to call our spouse or somebody that's close to us and everything, but if it was a serious accident, why not call 911? All right. Now, also, the truck was recovered burnt. The windows were busted out. The taillights were busted, and a tag was removed. This was off of exit 136 at I-26 West off of Lavender Lane. This is where 7 properties sit owned by what I found out called the Mack family. Now, when you look that up on the map, that there's no way anybody wouldn't have seen a fire. It's not that heavy, it's not that densely or heavily wooded. So somebody would have saw that fire. And there wasn't one phone call. And also, I'm going through social media and I'm looking at his Facebook, just social media accounts, and I didn't see anything mentioned about the wife. Was this a setup? Was this a setup? Something is not right. It's not sitting right. Something in the water is not mixing. All right? We're going to find out more. But this appeared to be a setup. Go take a look for yourself. But it appeared to be a setup.
Sad, man.
Prayers for his family. Man, this is sad. Something ain't right.
Hey, prayer to his family, man. Because like he said, this ain't right. That doesn't even make sense.
Who built the pyramids?
Africans.
Humans.
Africans built the pyramid.
You mean humans built the pyramids?
Yes, humans, Africans.
Africans.
Yes, we need to specify that.
Why do you need to specify that?
The pyramid is in Egypt.
And?
Egypt is in Africa.
So this is quite funny with you guys, actually, because as soon as it's something good, you want it to be labeled that blacks did it, right? Isn't that quite interesting?
The pyramid is in Africa.
If it would have been something negative, you would tell me to not label it. Why do you need to specify Africans did
Europeans built the pyramid. Is that what you
I'm
want
not
to say?
saying humans built it at all. There is still no proof.
I'm telling you that the pyramid is in Africa.
And?
Africans built the pyramid.
That's the thing we don't know. We will never know.
Who built the Eiffel Tower?
I don't remember who built it exactly.
Or they were Europeans. Who built the Statue of Liberty?
Well, that was French people.
Or Europeans. Not aliens.
Every time it revolves around African melanated type of people, it's always a rebuttal, but you never hear anybody questioning what the Mayans had built. The Hispanics, Mexicans, or the Native Americans or something like that have built that. It's never a question. But when it comes to us, I feel like that they question it a lot. And I wonder why.
The first 2 applications we're going to aim for in humans are restoring vision. Even if someone has never had vision ever, we believe we can still restore vision. The visual part of the cortex is still there. I mean, as miraculous as it may sound, we're confident that it is possible to restore full body functionality to someone who has a severed spinal cord.
A few days ago, Neuralink installed their first brain chip into a real human person, and they haven't died. Yeah, Elon reported that the unidentified person is recovering well, and that initial results show promising neuron spike detection. Basically, it's doing its job of restoring that brain-body connection. They also announced that the implant is not going to be called the Neuralink brain chip. It's going to be called telepathy, which is equally pretentious. It's still insane to me that the FDA cleared this for human use, but I think it's cool that it's working. If that person doesn't die in the next year, I'll get it.
Hold on. Like, Elon Musk is doing something different. Like, how did they think of something like this? They're talking about reversing blindness. Like, he basically just created a telekinesis product.
They just made meat from your number 2. Japanese scientists have developed a method to create edible steaks from human feces. Unbelievable? Well, it's happening. Mitsuyuki Aikida, a researcher at the Okayama laboratory, collaborated with Tokyo Sewage to address sewage mud excess. They discovered the content in the mud contains high protein due to bacteria, so the team isolated and combined these proteins with a reaction enhancer. Result? Synthetic steak. The meat comprises of 63% protein, 25% carbs, 3% lipids, and 9% minerals. And it's visually enhanced with food coloring for a red hue and improved flavor using soy protein.
Wherever this is made at, I don't know how true this is or whatever, but if I ever find out, I'm telling y'all right now, bro, y'all go see BruhmanTV on the news.
Watch this.
We are born into a system. A system with numbers and papers.
And lines and waiting. You work hard, get good grades, go to college.
I want to go to college. I got good grades.
I overachieved. Debt is good?
Debt is so good.
So much debt. I can totally save up and buy a house and start a family.
Starting a family means you need 2 or 3 jobs.
You can't afford to buy. Oh.
You can't afford. School is not designed to help you escape the Matrix. If that was the case, the Matrix would break down. School is designed to prepare your mind for slavery within the Matrix. Most of you intrinsically understand this. Very simple experiment.
I've been working since I was 16 years old. I'm 32 years old now. I did everything right. I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree. I'm literally out of money. They want me to die poor.
This is the biggest scam!
Oh.
But you're not polite. You're rude. Sometimes you're downright bitchy.
Oh my God.
I think I'm adorable.
You just don't get it.
Hold on. That is old girl from That's So Raven. So I'm guessing she said that she had to sign an NDA and her NDA is finna be up, so she's gonna be exposing something. I'm actually eager to see what that's gonna be about, if that makes sense. Like, I want to know what she's finna expose or why she's been having to sign an NDA and not speak. Because if you think about it, I mean, Raven spoken about stuff, Corey Baxter spoken about stuff, obviously Orlando Brown. I mean, we see him every week talking about something and exposing something, but the only one that I haven't heard anything from has been her.
Is actually going on in Hollywood. A few months ago, Simon Cowell reappeared on the internet very strangely, and many people believe that the man who returned was not Simon Cowell. Also, this video of Britney Spears is going viral, and people are claiming that the person in this video is an imposter. And if you pause the video just as her hand passes by her face, you can clearly see that a filter is placed on her face. It only stays for a few frames, and the most recent of all, Jamie Foxx, who had been missing for a while, reappeared in this video, apologizing to his fans and claiming that he had a mysterious medical emergency, which he did not specify. People have already started saying that the person who returned is not Jamie Foxx. A clone war has started in Hollywood, and now you know that.
And then speaking of they clone Tyrone, isn't Jamie Foxx part of that?
He came out looking, they were like, where's the tattoo?
Where's his tattoo on the back of his head?
They showed a picture of him.
He was in like McDonald's or Wendy's or some damn where. It looked like the clone was just testing itself out. Like, yeah, all right, I'm out. Let's see what's going on. I'm happy to be in the world. It seemed like the clone was literally testing himself out. But my thing is, where was the tattoo on the back of his head? And it just makes you wonder, like, do they do this shit to, like, play with us, to, like, see if we know, to see if we still dumb, to see how many of us are dumb, to see how many of us are brainwashed so they can know how many more to continue to brainwash?
That was pretty deep.
This is how they manifest using the 369 method. Nikola Tesla discovered the 369 method when he was studying the pyramids. He learned that you can manifest anything you want into your life. And your brain is the most powerful source of energy that you have. So if you align with the things that you want, it will come to you like a magnet. The 369 method just helps you focus on exactly what you want. And here's how it works. When you wake up in the morning, write out your desires 3 times. In the afternoon, write it 6 times. And before you go to sleep, write it out 9 more times. Doing this will allow you to focus on exactly what you want, which is why he said the 369 method is the key to the universe. Enjoy your manifestations and follow me so you don't miss any more guidance. Y'all stay conscious.
I'm going to check this out because I definitely need a new level of manifestation. Yeah, this was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this definitely opened up just my mind. I'm looking at things just completely different nowadays. I know that it possibly opened up your mind as well. If it did, spam the comments down below with blue heart. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, that you hit the like button. But more importantly, you know we're at the end of the video, so I said every time, see you all tomorrow.